Gabriel.
Not buying, the lady and she was like, is it?
Don't. We got it.
On the promo bag wall.
What is going on, everyone? Mike O back doing my recap for day one of the National. Another great day. Again, the National is just an exciting event. It's a fun event. It's something you do and you share with friends. And being here early, getting here a day early, allowed this day to be really relaxing. Usually Wednesday for me is a travel day, so you're spending all day traveling. By the time you get here, you're exhausted, you feel rushed, getting ready to go to the show. Today, I was able to just get up, get some rest, take it easy for a little bit, go out to lunch early, get back from lunch, and then take some time to kind of collect your thoughts, get your stuff ready, head over to the show, and let the fun begin. Early entry, 3 p.m., very crowded day. The show is massive. Again, it's the National. It's always going to be massive, but year in and year out, the size and scope just seems to grow, which is good and bad. It's good because there's plenty of choices. There's tons of stuff to see. It can feel a little overwhelming, of course. Even if you're a seasoned veteran at going to the National, you get in there and you kind of don't know which direction to go. You just have to make a decision and go for it. I did a little bit of the newer section. I did a little bit of the older section, and I feel like I barely scraped the surface of what this show has to offer. I mean, I maybe saw 10% of the show. So for day two, we'll get back there and I will get through and do as much as I can. There's just so much stuff. I mean, I saw a lot of good deals on vintage. Of course, I saw some overpriced stuff as well. You know, the high-end guys, those top-tier guys, of course, are just going to continue to grow. The scarcer stuff, the prices are only going to rise. They're not coming down. But if you're looking for lower graded stuff, more affordable stuff, I mean, I saw what I thought were a lot of pretty solid, decent deals. And there were a lot of cool cards I saw that would interest me, things I'd love to add to my collection, but not things I maybe necessarily needed to have. And a lot of things that I feel like you could probably find on eBay if you put the effort in to look. So I've been taking notes, some things that I will definitely look at as the show goes on, if those cards remain, but didn't find a ton that I felt was a necessity. So we'll check that out as the show goes on. But here's a look at a handful of things that I did pick up. So a ton of awesome stuff at the National. There always is. So many things that can tempt you immediately, but seeing so little of the show without even getting to the second floor section, with only barely scraping the surface of the new and old section, just that small part. You know, when I'm at the National, my main focus is on looking for things that I'm just not going to find every day, things that aren't available on eBay. I'm always going to be looking towards that pre-war stuff, that really rare stuff. And I just didn't run into anything, or not much. There were a couple items I saw, but they were really rare and things that I'm just not in a position to purchase right now. And then as the new stuff goes, I didn't find anything that, again, I felt really scarce, like if I didn't make a move, I wouldn't be able to potentially get. So I only picked up one thing for myself, and then there's a couple other things that were gifted to me again. I did pick up a couple things for other people, but I'll let them share that in their own videos. Mr. Hitman 23 did a giant lot of these pins, these old school pins from the early 80s, from 1984. So he gave me a John Denny for the collection, and then a Michael Jack Schmidt. So again, cool items, nice things to add to the collection. Very generous of Mike. He was rifling through these. He must have had a couple hundred pins, and he was handing them out left and right to people here at the Airbnb, so that was pretty awesome. And then I worked out a deal with Wesker Griff. He had this Jeff Conine 1996 Finest refractor of Jeff Conine in a PSA 8. It's the rare tier. I told him I was interested, asked him what he wanted, and he handed it to me and said nothing. So, I mean, that was a deal I couldn't turn down. I mean, you know, not giving up much if the return is nothing. But no, this is cool. Me and Ed, others in the house, hitting each other up a little bit, so that's pretty cool. Jeff Conine, just someone I really liked as a kid, even though he's on the rival Marlins. Of course, at the time, back then, the Marlins weren't really much of a rival. Not that the Phillies were great, but either both teams were bad or the Phillies had their early run and the Marlins weren't much. But, of course, eventually that would change. But Jeff Conine was just always a good, solid player. Did have a cup of coffee with the Phillies later in his career. So, pretty neat card, something I think is cool for the collection. And, of course, those 90s refractors are just beautiful. The only item I picked up for myself was a 1967 Phillies team issue of Richie Allen. Not perfect condition, definitely some surface issues here. You can see the crease on the back. Doesn't stand out as much from the front. Just a neat card. Of course, Richie Allen just recently, within the last week, finally inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. So I thought that was a pretty cool addition. His team issues are nice. Definitely great images on those. So was able to pick that up. Again, not an expensive item whatsoever. Something you can definitely find, but you just won't see every day. So if you can find a fun, cheap pickup, you can't go wrong with that. Again, the show continues. It's only just begun. We have the first full day on Thursday. Show hours, I think, are 10 to 6, 9 to 6, if you have the early access VIP. So I'll be in there. I'm going to basically, my strategy is just get in there and make some progress. Just get through, move at a pretty decent pace, but thoroughly kind of check all the showcases. And, hopefully by tomorrow I'll finish all the older section, maybe the carpeted section, preferably the other area as well. That would kind of be ideal. And then that way it opens up kind of freedom for the next few days where you can spend some time digging through the boxes. You can go check out, see if dealers got some more stuff in. You can kind of hang out, have a good time, and, maybe get lucky. You never know what you're going to find. There's just so much stuff at the show. You could pass right by what you're looking for and maybe perhaps miss it. But that's what I got for you. I hope you've had a great start to your national. If you're watching from home, I hope you've been enjoying everything going on. It is truly a ton of fun. It's been great to hang out with everyone and, talk to so many fellow like-minded collectors in these last 24 hours. Has been a true pleasure and a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will talk to you next time. Have a great one.